This is a single tear rolling down my cheek right now for Metarama F in the chat. Arda Ocal and Jacob Wolf here to break down the concert gaming festival that never was. Metarama has been canceled before it even got off the ground. Jacob, why are we in this position? It had so much hype, it had huge names attached to it, and now it's over.
Yeah, from what I understand, they were having a lot of issues selling both sponsorships and tickets, so there are not a lot of people that wanted to buy sponsorship for something like this, and there was also not a lot of interest from the ticket perspective. Tickets also were kind of expensive. I think they started around $150 and went up to about $800 on the high end. And that's just a lot to ask, right? Like, gaming people from a study perspective of sort of the economics is like they are pretty affluent, but I don't know if this is sort of the right time for that type of activation, right? This is going to be the first of its kind, as they dubbed it, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm not so certain that the consumer is to the point where music festival is what they're looking for, especially when a lot of the influencers on this bill were Fortnite. And, you know, a lot of the Fortnite consumers are much younger than a lot of the other rest of the esports audience. And so when you look at people like Ninja and you look at people like Dr. Lupo who are involved in this, I mean, the consumer's like 12 to 18 years old. And can they go to a music festival without mom and dad, like in Las Vegas nonetheless? Like, what parent is going to support that, right?
We do have a lot of diversity in terms of the crowds that they would have reacted. Attracted, I'm saying. I'm looking at the list right now. Marshmello, Ninja, but Snoop Dogg is on here. Shaquille O'Neal is on here. But like you said, Fortnite influencers, Tim the Tap Man, Courage is on here as well. Imagine Dragons will be having a gaming-only appearance. But then there was also some Overwatch League or Overwatch exhibition matches involving Overwatch League teams. You had the Fusion versus Seoul Dynasty and Guangzhou taking on San Francisco. I find that fascinating. That there would be these exhibition matches. I guess this would have happened after the Overwatch League finals, but just imagine the optics of that. A team that didn't make the playoffs beating perhaps the Season 2 champions. It would have been a crazy scenario to me.
Yeah, I didn't really understand why this was on the bill in the first place, right? Like, I mean, I guess it's free money for the teams, so why not take it? But, like, there's not really... This isn't even like a league-sanctioned event. I'm not really sure how it ended up there either. And there were other esports events like the pros versus shows with League of Legends, and they didn't really even announce who was going to be partaking in that. So, I don't know. This entire festival looked very, very poor from an optic perspective. I mean, even the website looked like crap. So, like, overall, I'm very unimpressed. And the company behind this is like they throw good festivals. Like C3 Presents throws Austin City Limits and Lollapalooza, which are both fantastic. And Ninja, if I'm not mistaken, activated at Lollapalooza this year, so there was a relationship there. But I don't know. I just think this was not the right time.
Speaking of the website, if you go to the website, it's metaramafestival.com. There is a statement about the festival being canceled, but they still have some graphics up there, and behind the logo, to the right of the logo, there is a DJ, like a character, that looks like a cross between Mr. Potato Head and Earl from Toe Jam and Earl, if he became a DJ heavy metal fan. I definitely recommend going to check it out. It's hideous. I don't know why it's there.
I mean, this website looks like something I built when I was 12, so like...
Okay, fair enough. An HTML code, here you are coding it with the brackets. What lesson can be learned from this for concert promoters and gaming promoters, and also just like, you know, trying to create this intersection in a festival like this?
You know, I think we're at the point where like one-off events make a lot of sense. So like last year I went to Dylan Francis and Ninja's like pre-party for TwitchCon, and I think that was really well executed. So like around these events, and you know, there's a bunch of discussion right now around sort of the live music happening at TwitchCon this year. So centering it around events that already have like an existing amount of people that will show up, I think that's the right call. But when you look at building something standalone, again, I don't think we're at that point yet, because I think that the audience is not mature enough to really enjoy something like that. And I think we're going to eventually reach that, but I think this was a little too premature.
There were some people that were pretty credible involved with this. It wasn't like this was, you know, some shady promoter that was trying to make a quick buck and then move on. There were some, at least in the esports side of things or the gaming side of things, there were some credible names in there. So what do you think just went wrong for them particularly?
Again, I'm coming back to the age. I think that's part of it, but also like The production company, I was not very familiar with the esports side of the production, right? So there was C3 Presents, and there was another one that was an esports company. And if I'm not mistaken, the person who was running that second company is also the operator of the Downtown Grand in Las Vegas, which has had esports stuff before. I went there Evo 2016 for something they had with Team Liquid, and then they also were like famously the home of the Renegades Counter-Strike team once upon a time. And so they're not necessarily unfamiliar, but I'm not exactly sure how experienced they are from a event throwing perspective. And C3 Presents, while a fantastic festival company, Austin City Limits and Lollapalooza are both obviously very successful. I think they aren't necessarily like tuned into esports exactly either. And so, yeah, I mean, like, I don't see how there was ever a way to make a return on investment here. Because if you're booking Ninja for a weekend, that doesn't come cheap. I mean, we've heard reports that like he got paid to play, or paid $1 million just to play Apex on opening day. So like, if that's true, how much is it going to take to like have him for an entire weekend? Probably a lot. And he's just one of the like 50 plus entertainers they had on this flyer. So when you look at that, I think like there was no conceivable way to throw an event with that many people. It was way too ambitious, and there was no right reason to make return on investment.
Tell us why you think Metarama got canceled in the comments below, and while you're at it, please click that subscribe button and click the bell as well so that you'll be notified every single time a video like this appears on our YouTube channel. And of course, continued coverage available at espn.com/esports.